Hello and welcome back to Embolden's video tutorial project. In this video we're going to talk about moving modules around on a page. So we've talked about adding modules to a page, we've talked about adding both new modules and existing modules. Now we're going to talk about how we can move modules around on a page and a really advanced thing where you can actually move them to another page on the site. So if we wanted to move modules around on the page, let's say when we added our Talk to Us over here, Talk with Us module over here in the left pane, that we actually meant to put it in this content right. We just put it in the wrong place accidentally, or at some point somebody looked at it and decided, you know what, I just think this would work better over here. Moving a module from one pane to another on a page is very simple. You go to the drop-down menu for that module, and then down in the lower third of this, it's kind of divided into thirds. The lower third is all of your move options. So you can move it to any other pane on the page. So I can move it down to content right. So I select move to content right, click the little action button, and then we see this has moved over to content right. Very simple. Another way you can move things is within one pane. So if we look up here, we have the content pane, and it has two modules in it. It has the module that we created originally, and then I added another module called just Demo Content Manager 2. I've put some content in each one so it's easier to tell them apart. And now if I wanted to say, you know, this module 2, that's really supposed to be up at the top of this content pane. It's supposed to go module 2, then module 1 instead of module 1, then module 2. If I want to put this at the top of the pane, again, down in my move options, now that there's more than one item in this pane, I have a few extra options. So instead of just moving it to another pane on the page, I can move it up or I can move it to the top. The only difference between up and top is moving it up one within the pane, and moving it to the top is moving it to the top of the list of modules in that pane. In this case, because there's only one module above it, both up and top would do the same exact thing. So I'm going to say move to top. And we now have module 2 on top and then module 1 underneath. And we still have our Talk with Us over here. There's a third thing you might want to do as far as moving modules. You may want to take a module that's on this page and say, you know what, this was supposed to be on another page. So how do I take my Demo Content Manager 2 here and move it to Demo Page 2, which is where it's supposed to be? You may think, hey, I can just go to Demo Page 2. I can add it as an existing module, so it exists on both pages, and then I can come back here and delete it off of this page, which you can do. That's fine, that will totally work, but it's not the most convenient way to do it. So there's a setting buried in the module settings that allows you to move a module from one page to another. So if we go in here into settings, click the little action button, we now have our module settings, which you've seen before. We have, you know, the module type, module title, permissions, whatever. We also have these other sub-menus down here that we haven't really been into in these videos yet. So there's advanced settings and page settings. And even though we're in a module, we're looking at page settings within the module. The nomenclature gets a little confusing. To make it even more confusing, inside the page settings menu, there is another sub-menu called advanced settings. So you don't want the advanced settings up here, you want the advanced settings within the page settings sub-menu of the module settings menu. Yes, this gets a little confusing. So we go in there and we can see the last item in here. It says move to page. It's got a drop down. You just choose what page you want. I see Demo Page 2. It's the very last page in there because I just created it. So Demo Page 2. Click Update. I've now moved that module 2 to Demo Page 2. If I click over here to Demo Page 2, I will see Demo Content Manager 2 right in there. So that's moving modules. You can move from one pane to another, move up and down within a pane, or you can move from one page to another. Up